concentrated.
The Internet, the final frontier. These are the live streams of Frost and Fist. Their mission, to explore miniature wargaming, to seek out new hobbyists and models, to boldly go where no potato has gone before.
What's going on, guys? Freak here from the channel Frost and Fist, and I know you're probably sitting here enjoying the Friday night live stream or maybe even the Saturday UK friendly live stream, but I just want to take a few seconds to talk about our merch. That's right, the Frost and Fist got some merch, guys. We got a lot of really cool things that we think you might enjoy, like for example this t-shirt that I'm wearing. You'll see the Wolf Brother wear it on occasion as well. Not only that, we even have coffee mugs. Come on, you don't think a nice cup of Joe tastes heavenly coming from this bad boy? I submit that it does not. We got a bunch of other things out there as well. You can get really nice t-shirts, tank tops. That's right, guys. You can go around flexing your hobby muscles in front of the ladies. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong that way. You can even get socks. You can even get that cool banner like the one we got, like that one. That's right, that one. So we got a couple of things. Go check it out, guys. They're reasonably priced, and it will help us to continue this crazy cause. And thanks again for helping us out and giving us some support. Now, back to the show. And we are live.
All right, what is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos.
And I am Freak, and welcome to the show. What's going on, y'all?
Good to see you guys tonight. And You guys know, you can already tell from the title, it's going to be a salty show, guys. And before we get to that, and when we start getting salty, I'll come back to it. But one thing I wanted to show off, my wife was listening to me discuss a loyal Primarch, any loyal Primarch, right? She heard my salt with that. In the middle of listening to our show, she ordered this for me from Amazon. I think she's trying to say something about our content, brother. I think she's got something to say.
She just might have some insider, insider information to say.
But she didn't know that tonight we'd be talking about the new Mortarion, and I think the shirt definitely applies to the new Mortarion. You saw the stats this week, some of the preview. Gosh, look at this. Look at this. Mrs. Kushnada's got jokes. Professionally adjusting camera midstream. So, yeah, that's Mrs. Kushnada thinks she's funny, and she kind of is. I had no idea that she had ordered it either until it came in the mail, and she had answered the door for Amazon. And I was in the room, and she came into the room. She's like, honey, I ordered something for you during your show Friday. I was like, oh, what? And then she showed me the shirt that said salty. I'm like, oh, my God. You think you know me?
You don't know. Oh, yeah, you do know my life. Oh, you can't judge me. Oh, you judge me.
When Freak and I were security managers in Greenspoint, that used to be the number one thing. When somebody would argue with us, they'd immediately jump to, you don't know my life.
Mm-hmm. You don't know me. You don't know about my life. I don't want to know. That's probably a good thing. Please just sign your write-up and go on your way.
You're correct. I don't know your life. I do know that you didn't come to work 4 out of 5 days last week, so please sign this piece of paper.
Sign a piece of paper. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Memories. So, anyways, how are you beautiful people doing tonight? So we have an interesting show. We are going to be talking about Mortarion and the new stats. And of course, it's not even really out until tomorrow. But we've definitely, at least I've done some studying. I've watched about 4 or 5 different tactics videos for Mortarion so far. I've watched a couple battle reports. And, of course, there's no talking about how strong something really is until we can see some games in. And, of course,
right.
Even battle reports is not really looking at, like, the meta. It's not the tournament scene as it is. But you know what? I don't really care about the tournament scene. I'm a filthy casual. I know what things play like, when I'm on the receiving end. And man, it's gonna be. It seems like it's gonna be a tough one. Mm. But we never get straight to the main topic, right, Freak?
What's that?
What is a main topic?
Mm.
So we have each done some things this week. Freak, what you got this week for Poke Chop?
Well, just a couple things. I've been working like a dog, and that seems to be the everyday theme, right? Also, I've been working on putting together this amazing computer. Finally got all the parts today for this Uber system that I put together. Matter of fact, between the time that I got home, well, after I ate dinner, and about 30 minutes before the stream, I started working on it. I already put the motherboard in, put the power supply, I started putting in connectors. So yeah, so it's coming along. So I think I should be done sometime tomorrow getting this bad boy, and should do the smoke test.
I am so stoked. I didn't even realize until you just said it just now that you have all the parts you need. I still need to get I think just a monitor is the only thing I'm lacking right now, right?
Yeah, so yeah, but I've got monitors. I might have one.
That is so cool. We're so close to the finish line.
Be crazy, dude.
Commodore says, you have a Death Guard and Morty stream and you don't have Big Dion? Shame on you, Mythos. You know, of course, we're not going to have a bitch about Mortarian stream while D can defend himself on here.
This is true.
You know, we got to get all the bitching out first, and then we'll come back and
Right.
review it in a fair manner later on. We got to get all the salt out.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
If we keep it pent up, it'll be salt poisoning.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you bring up a good point. And actually, Freak and I were both driving home today. We happened to be leaving work at the same time, and so we were kind of chatting on the way home. And hands free, of course. And,
Yes. Safety first, baby.
we actually talked about that, and we're like, oh man, if we had thought about this earlier, this would be a great show to have Dion for, because he's got good knowledge of, Death Guard in general, plus Mortarian. And I'm like, yeah, it's like an hour before the show. It might be too late at this point, even though I know I've hit you guys up kind of on that note before, but with Freak needing to set up a 2-person or 3-person stream, I didn't want to throw that on requesting a guest at the last second, and then of course, having Freak change the setup for the stream tonight at the last second. So it was a lack of foresight. Also thought about the Pale Orc, because he recently started a Death Guard army.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of good Death Guard people we could have had on tonight, but the forethought just was not there until the absolute last minute tonight, like we do sometimes.
Wait,
like we do.
We do that?
Us? Last minute? What? No, not this professional show.
No,
not this professional show.
The most professional show on the planet.
Good morning, brother Heinrich.
Wow. Howdy.
Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. So
anyway, besides the compooper, I am in the process of the very, very first stages of shopping for a new home and moving. That's actually happening. Today was the first day where we actually had a contractor come and touch up some of the bad spots here on the house, so it can make it more presentable. And I'm looking for something with a little more foot room and some yard, and we're finding some things out there. They're out there, so I'm really looking forward to it. No, that only problem with that is that only means that I'll have to be moving in with my youngest daughter and her husband. I mean, it's kind of ironic because we let them move in with us to save up for a house for a while. I think it was like 5 months, and it's kind of funny that turning it around like that. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of yeah, Commodore. It's gonna be more room for the stripper pole. Look, I'm a big guy, and I need all the leg room I can get. The main problem that I have is that there are times that pole just it gives at the very top, and this thing just comes falling down. You ever been around a tree when it just fells? I mean, it's just like the most. That's what it sounds like when I fall on the mock stage. Not
crack.
Good. Just yeah, it's just horrible. It sounds like lightning. So yeah, I need more room. So anyway. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I'm really kind of chomping at the bit to do some hobbying. I just have not been. I'm not gonna lie, I've not been at the table much. So I'm gonna try again this week, but it's just been nuts. If not one thing, it's another. So like tomorrow after lessons, we're gonna go look at some houses. Go figure.
Phoenix says, "Ooh, if you need a referral, let me know." That's her area of expertise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate that. Yeah, we have a really good real estate friend of the family that she's just absolutely amazing, and she is really, really, really good. She came in clutch when one of the highest one of those well-known firms here in Houston couldn't do it. He did it. So, and this is for other people that we had referred her to. So for now, we're gonna hang on to her. She's absolutely amazing. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very kind of stressful, I think. And we'll have to figure out what to do about the show, because I'm not going to be able to stream from their house. I've got a baby and going to be 3 dogs running around, and I won't have a place, included for this. So like here, I've got my studio that I can just hide away and doors to close behind me. Not a problem. But they're wide open space, and their kids running around, and so.
Oh yeah, for a couple of months, you guys might be stuck with just me.
No,
Thankfully,
that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Bull crap. I may be taking a drive up to Kingwood.
Hey,
for Friday night live stream.
Friday night Kingwood Hangouts. I like the sound of that. But
So-
the thing I was going to comment on is that, whether or not however things go, we still don't know what the future holds. But the fact that you're building this beast of a computer for me is going to be super helpful for getting the show to stabilize over here in Kingwood.
Yep, absolutely. Much needed. Yeah, so not only are we going to... That's actually going to be a good thing, because we'll be able to run the cabling. That way you can be at a good high-speed connectivity there for your internet. So that's going to be... Yeah, so those of you who are computer nerds... I'm about to lose you, Mythos.
Yep, I'm already lost.
So basically, he's got a really super nice tower. It's RGB, fans for days, and of course he's got an AMD or a Ryzen 7. We were able to get that for a very good price from a friend, along with a really intense motherboard. It's a gaming motherboard. So this thing's going to be lit up. It's going to be 16 gigs of RAM. Of course, it's RGB, meaning that it lights up. Dude, this is, when he turns this thing on, the power around his apartments are going to go out. So, what else? So yeah, 16 gigs of RAM. Storage, it is going to be ridiculous. So he's got a SSD, which is 500 gigs alone, high transfer rate, and 2 separate 500 conventional drives that I may just put as a RAID. So I can keep those as a bunch of drives, the conventional ones as a bunch of drives, and he'll have a terabyte of space. Or I can just put a RAID, make him a RAID, and then just he'll have a really good speedy backup. So.
Mythos, russet or Idaho? Discuss. Okay, so the best thing I think is when you mix Yukon Gold with a red russet. When you get that combination, you get the buttery smoothness of the Yukon Gold, but you get the fluffiness and that traditional potatoey flavor of the russet.
I agree, Heinrich. Yes, it will have the RGB to red for more speed. Wow. But yeah, we're pretty excited. It's a nice. You know what? Let me see. I think I can kind of see it. Let me see. It's down there, and I already got the motherboard in there. Power supply, really good power supply. Yeah, so there she is, and she's ready, man. She's ready to, well, almost. I still have to put in the drives. I got to still finish connecting all the. Sorry, I'm moving you guys around. Sorry, you may need some Dramamine for a minute. There you go. And back to my ugly mug. Anyway, but yeah, there's just some more connectors I need to throw on there, and I need to make sure that all the fans. This thing has 5-6 fans in it. That's not including the mammoth fan for the CPU. My buddy
That's
gave
awesome.
me the Ryzen 9 fan for the Ryzen 7 CPU. It fits the same size CPU because the CPU is the same exact, diameter or whatever. Not diameter, but anyway, same size.
Friend of the show and expert face painter, Brother Oni.
Hey. Anyway, so yeah, we're pretty stoked, man. Pretty stoked.
That is almost exactly how the discussion went with when he had this conversation with me earlier, Commodore. Is he gave me the technical version, which he just gave you guys, and I blinked at him a couple of times, and then he said that. So this is your big ass motherboard, and you have a crap ton of RAM. Sweet.
That's exactly what I told him.
And then after that, he was discussing which solid state drive I should get. He's like, "There's this one, and there's this one for was $49.99, and you can make this work if we do this, that, and the other, whatever. But if you really want a really, really good one, there's this solid state drive. Now it's going to be a little more money. It's like," and he gave me the price for it. I don't remember what it was, but I was just like, I condensed it all down. He gave me the pluses and minuses of both sides, and at the end, I condensed it down to a very simplified. Okay, so the one that's like $90 is better. Give me that one.
Like,
cool. So which one gives me? Brother Roxas. You talk about IT stuff
every
for like
time,
10 minutes.
every time, dude.
Boom.
Every time his ears start burning, goes, "Oh, I need to get in there."
Quick shout out to Gamers with Coffee. He says, late for the show, but here, how are you guys? Doing well, my man. And I just wanted to interrupt what you were saying because I actually, I was going to say I caught his show, but I actually watched it after the fact. So he has a Sunday live stream, which is awesome. And I got to watch it, I think, while I was driving around yesterday. So, yeah, it's a really, really cool little live stream. And you and Ashley, I believe. I'm terrible with names. I used to be a teacher, so I used to be able to say that was my prerogative, was to be bad with names. But it's been a few years since I've taught anything. But anyways, yeah, you guys have a really great dynamic. And I remember the name.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys have a really good dynamic. You guys bounce off each other really well. So it was enjoyable to watch your live stream. Good chat. I didn't watch the live stream while it was live, but I watched your show after the fact. It was a good show. Morty is not OP out of context, but I read the topic. Yeah, that's the gist.
Everyone's entitled to their opinions, so we're going to we will get to that.
When we get to it, I'll give you my problems with Morty.
There you go.
It could possibly be too much, but again, I just got to see it, live and in action. Yeah. I mean, not against me, but against somebody else. Thank you. You guys have a great show and bounce off each other well.
I don't know why I read you bounce each other off the walls. I'm like, why is sorry, that would be really interesting.
You know what? I'm not sure I believe that, Brother Ian. I've looked at all the math. Well, I haven't looked at all the Math Hammer, but I've looked at a lot of the Math Hammer studies out there, and it just doesn't seem to be possible unless you're the kind of guy rolling with 3 full squads of eradicators. Like I just show up to every game with 24 Meltas in my army. Like first of all, if you're the guy who does that, there's a problem with that. Okay. We'll get to that in a little bit, Brother Ian. I still, unless you're gearing for that, unless you've looked at the Reddit on how to OTK Morty, I think the average player is not going to be able to do it. That's my beef. I don't honestly. we love you too, and you guys have known this has always been my stance. I don't really care what's the meta. I don't really care how good the top of the game is, and I feel like so much of the game, as far as books and rules and stuff like that, is really geared toward those top 10% of people trying to break rules anyways. How to kill Morty with a single turn, simple, flip the table. I like the answer that I usually reserve for Riptides. Fire's a good one. Fireworks is my favorite one.
Little ladyfinger, you know. Just tape it to the back end and watch it really blow.
Strap that baby to a gas bottle rocket and light it.
Oh, look, I beat Mortarion. Yay!
Oh, but I used up all my big ass bottle rockets on Riptides. All right.
So what you been doing, man? What you got for a poke chop?
What I got for a poke chop? I've actually been semi-busy. Like, first of all, it's been prime time for me. A lot of the projects I had started last week when I talked to you guys, I got to priming. So, like, my my Primaris Ninja Reavers. Let me switch over my camera view so I can see what I'm putting up to the camera. So, like, my Primaris Ninja Reavers, all primed up. Got my base white scars color down on them. Think they look pretty cool. I can't wait to actually get these guys painted up because I just think they're really cool. And these guys are really inspired. First of all, Puppets War makes some amazing ninja bits. So if you want to ninjify any of your soldiers, Puppets War is a great source. So I got some Puppets War bits, but they're really going to be inspired by Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe back in the day growing up. And so definitely kind of got that whole white ninja mask going on. And I was thinking I've got some extra details I might do. Overall, I want to keep it very simple because Storm Shadow is a very plain, you know, white outfitted ninja from the G.I. Joe show. And I want to keep that kind of plain, very simplified scheme. Also got my con of, you know, I like to insert a character for myself in my different armies. And so, like, I've got my Wolf Lord mythos, and I've got this modified 30K guy who's going to be my Blade Guard veteran, because I love the 30K models. I just don't have an interest in playing 30K. So this guy's going to be dual wielding. I've got his twin swords right here. Already got my Imperial Blues down for some power sword effects coming up. Boop. And so those are going to be pretty cool. And so he's going to be dual wielding those.
Nice.
And then this 30K guy comes with a really kick-ass base. Where there's a Contemptor Dreadnought on the base itself, like a downed Contemptor Dreadnought, and there's little feet inserts for the character to stand on the whole of the body, and there's a big rip in the body of the Contemptor, and it comes with a little half mummified pilot for the Contemptor, that with no arms, wire sticking out of him, so you can tell they took a fallen soldier and hooked him up basically to the mechanical bits of this dreadnought, you know. And yeah, I'm gonna stick that mummified body crawling out of this Contemptor dreadnought, you know, showing that my con, which the con that's, you know, going to be my con that's going to be my Blade Guard captain is going to be a Kanai Nguyen Khan. So that's going to be cool. So yeah, I've got that worked on, and then of course I started on that project for a friend that's starting up a Spectre Miniatures Club here in the Houston area. I don't know why I keep turning it off of my personal cam here. There we go. So it's cool. So Spectre Miniatures is a cool kind of like modern day warfare kind of game, and so it's been, and they're all metal miniatures, and it's kind of cool to be doing something different, helping out with this project. But So there's like these guys who are operators, and the operators are kind of like they're wearing civvies with tactical gear and guns on them, kind of like operators from the Division video games. And then of course there are insurgents. That is going to be the other faction. And so just kind of like painting some guys in their civvies plus tactical gear, just kind of cool. Neat little project, something different. And like I said, it's cool to be helping this person kind of get their, trying to get people into Spectre miniatures off the ground, you know. So I've got like, they paint up really, really fast too, because they've got some nice detail on them as far as like texture for the clothing and stuff like that. But they're overall very simple sculpts. So like those 4 I painted, you know, in 2 afternoons right after work, you know, in the little time I had before it was time to cook dinner. So, I mean, it's a pretty relaxing assist there.
Nice.
And then, of course, while I was priming this whole boatload of other stuff, I also primed up the Def Roller for my Bone Breaker. So this was just some black primer because I was using the black primer on some of the other stuff. But then I went back with I have a brown rust colored spray and sprayed that on there. And then I'm gonna go back and do my orange rust effects and stuff like that, and put down my translucent silvers on top of that, like I do with all my rusty orc metal.
Dude,
and
your
while
rusty
I was
orc metal is amazing.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And then while I had the primer out, I went ahead and put some of that Vallejo black down to prime up my Primaris Chaplain on bike / Wolf. And I think he looks, I mean, when I was kit bashing him, he looked cool. But like now that there's proper primer and everything down on him,
oh yeah, that's
starting to take shape.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, I can't wait to see.
And I love there's just like extra chains and, you know, extra stuff on him to kind of really bring out. I've gone with the this flail here on to be his his chaplain pimp stick, because he's got the skull at the top just like the Primaris chaplain pimp stick, but I like the extra flail heads and maces at the end, just, you know, add a little hardcoreness. Plus, I mean, a chaplain's got a lot of chains anyways, you know.
Right. So, you know, the Mr.
Overall,
T look-alike thing, you
know. Now I'm just imagining 40K chaplains with all their skulls but heavy Mr. T chains, like
and mohawks and everything, yeah.
But the mohawk is on top of their skull helm, not on them.
Right.
But yeah, I think he's going to be pretty cool. And then, just for a size comparison, I brought this guy out. So I wanted something to show Primaris over Firstborn, right? And so there's this guy, who's a very respectable Thunderwolf, right? But then I'm using the Wolf of Russ as the Primaris version. You can see he's bigger, chunkier, thicker, you know, so yeah. I think it's going to be a good replacement to be a Primaris version.
Wow, that's going to be really cool. Nate's Miniatures just joined the chat. Howdy. Hey, fellas.
Nate, good to see you, my man.
Yeah, glad you join us, man.
So yeah, that's, oh, and then of course the awesome model I had from Dubunka.
Yeah,
Warhammer Fantasy Shaman called a Truthsayer. I did a kind of a Zenithal style prime it black and then put down a top coat of white to bring out all the details.
You know who you learned that from, huh?
Maybe. Actually, I started doing this from Uncle Adam.
Oh, well, all right, never mind then.
So for once, this is not a technique I stole from, you know, our idol.
Yeah.
Yo dog.
Yo dog, what's up?
And then
coming at you, the festival.
While I had the primer out, I did the black and brown combo for these awesome turrets from Puppets War for my Bone Breaker. And then so both of those just got sprayed on, and then I hit it with a little bit of sponging of the red-orange Riser Rust effect. And again, put some translucent silvers down on top of it, tie it all together with some Nuln Oil, good to go. So yeah, I actually got quite a bit done this week. Shout out to DePale Orc. You know, like the last couple of weeks, you know, we decided to throw a Google Hangout up on, you know, up in the chat at the end of the show last week, and DePale Orc joined, and he got some work done on his Harlequins, which we'll take a look at later in the show during Art of the Week. And yeah, I just was, you know, working on getting stuff done, so that was pretty cool.
You're pretty cool.
I think I was working on my Ninja Reavers at the time. So yeah, lots of stuff done this week on Hobby Update.
Also,
well, lots of stuff done. Actually, like 3 soldiers done that still need their bases. Just a lot of things started rather this week.
Yeah. And lots and lots of Phasmophobia.
Oh, and lots of Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
Absolutely that.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? There's salt everywhere we go. So, yeah. So one of the things that we've been having some problems with the lack of updates, or the updates in general, is that some of the tools aren't working as well as we'd like, or they're really kind of wonky. Mainly like the EMF reader, right, Mythos?
Yeah. So they nerfed the thermometer, which is okay in my opinion, because it was the best by far. There was like we talk about with Warhammer all the time, it was an auto include. There was no reason to ever take anything over the thermometer until you found the room, right? So I was okay with them nerfing it a little bit, but like the other stuff that they use for sweeping just isn't consistent enough, and so that's what frustrates me. It's just like, I don't mind you giving us multiple tools, but there's like, they need to be decent tools.
Okay. Yeah. So the EMF, it's just. So okay. If you guys watched any like paranormal shows and all that, you know, you would know that when they take an EMF, it's gonna work when the entity approaches the room, where there'll be a certain level. It's not always at 0. It just depends on whether the entity is actually manifesting, or, you know, hanging around, or not there. And we're not seeing consistencies with that logic. So, yeah, we're still struggling with that. But still a fun game. We still enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
The dying part sucks, but, you know.
I must say, I think that it's funnier because I actually got saltier about the other tools not working more than actually dying, which I die a lot in that game. I have a shirt I bought from Outside Xbox that says "Already Dead," and I tend to wear it a lot while we're playing Phasmophobia because I'm always the first to die in our group.
Yes, it's true. They're like, where's Mythos? Oh, he's not responding. Mythos? Oh, rip. Oh, so yeah, it's pretty sad.
See, the reason I'm always the first to die though is because we have this running gag because I got into the habit of being the person who brings in this camera.
Oh, jeez.
And then I was like,
boudoir.
I was joking. I'm like, yeah, I need the camera because I run a ghost boudoir. And one of our friends was like, so is that a boudoir? And I was like, that's my profession from now on, because I run a boudoir. And so being in there and trying to get the pictures of the ghost is what usually gets me killed. Well, and while I'm trying to get the pictures, it's not manifesting, so I trash talk.
Oh, it's
the more you trash talk, the more you actually invoke attacks. So I'm usually trash talking, trying to get the picture. That's why I die all the time.
Oh, so something funny to happen to me when I was trying to. So this thing, while I was trying to, I don't know if I was trying to lure it out or what, but it manifested in the room that I was in, and no, this was a different errand. So thing came back, it murdered me, and I was carrying a book, right? The book is the thing that the ghost writes on, and you can say, oh, okay, it's a ghost writing, you know, confirmed. And but I was carrying the book, and I was carrying something else. Well, he kills me. As I'm dying, the book falls off my hands. I'm dead. And all of a sudden, the ghost just writes in it. Like, damn. That's so cold, man. Freaking murdered me, you know? And it's like, all right, I'm just signing here. I was here. I killed him.
Freak was busting on me because I was using one of our friends named Potch as bait the other day. So there are certain, like, there's a dozen different kinds of ghosts in this game, and each of them do something special, right? And one of them is a banshee, and what a banshee does is they single out one target, and as long as they're in the house, they won't attack anyone else until they kill that one person. So earlier in the game, it had manifested and walked right by Lily and myself, and we were just like, oh shit. But it walked right by us chasing someone else, and we didn't know who. And I ended up hiding in this same spot where it turns out our friend Potch was. And it was hovering just right outside the room like it was looking for someone. Later on, we find that it's a banshee, so it's only going to hunt one person. And it obviously wasn't Lily or myself because it passed us up earlier. And so when it appears to hunt and kill someone the second time, I'm chasing after it, trying to get the picture while it's chasing Potch, because I know it's not going to kill me. It's only going to kill Potch. And so I'm chasing after it to get the picture. And he's like, why are you running after the ghost? I said, it's going to kill Potch. And then it killed Potch immediately. And he's like, oh, you knew it was going to kill Potch? I'm like, yeah, it's a banshee. It already singled him out. He's like, were you using Potch's bait?
It was so sad, bro. It's like, oh
not
my God.
Intentionally. It's just that he happened to be bait and be there, so I might as well get the picture.
I can almost hear Mythos just, whispering, get him, get him, get him. Dang, dude, that's cutthroat.
Brack, my man, g'day. Got some amazing people here in the chat
Yeah,
tonight.
man.
So,
such a fun game, though.
being that we have some awesome orc peeps in the chat, like Brack, brother Ian. I know brother DePale Orc tends to show up a bit. I got an email saying that tomorrow those Ludas and what else did I order? Ludas and Tank Busters from Gear Guts Mech Shop supposed to be here manana.
Ooh.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
And and again, everybody's got their own tastes, and a lot of people want strictly the GW stuff, and that's fine. But personally, I'm not a big fan of the Tank Buster or Luda sculpts of the originals, so I really like Gear Guts' version, and I'm really excited to get my hands on those particular orc models. So, and like I've been saying for a while, like I think the Malay part of my army is pretty good. I need to get in a little covering fire because I seem to get chipped away before I get there. So these will be some pretty cool options. I think maybe I'll stick my Tank Busters in a truck and just let them get that protection, because they can actually shoot out of the truck, because the truck counts as a weapon. So that'll be fun.
No, it wouldn't.
Brack is kind of addicted to Gear Guts models at the moment. Very cool. Yeah, they definitely have some cool stuff. And everybody that I've mentioned that I'm getting these, everybody's like, you're going to probably want like 10 Tank Busters and 15 Ludas. So you'll definitely be ordering more. That might end up being the case later, but I'm not sure I want to bring 15 Ludas. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure if I brought that much DACA, 15 Ludas, and then my my custom Mega Blaster Dread, like,
oh, it's a sure bet that Mythos will be playing by himself.
Yeah. When I started talking about the amount of DACA that I could bring, he's like, that's a great way to play by yourself.
I'd be like, hey, I tell you what, you go ahead and set up. I'm just gonna go to the convenience store, and I'm gonna go stay there.
Oh, cool. Nate's Miniatures was signed up for Gear Guts for about 3 to 4 months, but had to stop because there were so many files that he could never print it all out. Oh, yeah, man. That dude is constantly cranking out great sculpts.
I need to check those guys out, man.
Are the models nicely done by his company? So, from what I've seen of the files and other people printing it out, yes. Now, as far as actually, because what he does is he does 2 versions where you can be on his Patreon, and get the files and print it yourself. But he also has a store where he'll print out the models and send them to you. So as far as actual what his physical copies, his physical sculpts are like when they get here, you know, I'll definitely let you guys know. We'll probably be talking about it on the show, and I'll let you guys know how it was shipped, you know, whether it was shipped well, how the sculpts came out, and that kind of stuff. And then you guys know I'm going to be excited to paint those guys up and put them out in the showcase for you guys. So
Very nice.
Mythos brings all the DACA. Dorn the Freak, look who comes crawling back.
God.
There's too much DACA. You know what? I need to play my fists more.
Yeah. Hey, look, I found a ton of Melta I'm bringing. Okay. We can really mess this guy up. Yeah, the thing is, I roll one, so it won't matter. I almost wore my shirt today. That one, baby.
That one's, baby. All right, so that is our hobby update. Like I said, a lot of hobby for me this week. What's funny is that my work came in bursts this week, so like there was a couple of days where I had more free time, but then there was a couple of days where it was just like all through to the day. Like actually, I was still taking work calls at like 7:30 tonight, right before the show.
Oh,
so
yuck. Who's that noise for? I am on call this weekend too, so it's kind of ironic.
Gotcha. There are 3 stores across the globe which sell Gear Guts models, one in the US, one in the UK, and one in Australia.
Nice.
Actually, I think the one that sells to the US, I think it's actually in Canada. I think. Anyways, but yeah, it does sell to the US. Gamecraft Dragon, what's up?
What's happening? Howdy.
So yeah, when I get my models, I'll be able to let you guys know and review what the models are like coming from the store that sells to America. D, my man. Commodore mentioned, man, you guys are having a Death Guard show tonight without having D on? Shame on you. And we were literally talking about it on the way home from work today. But first I was like, we can't talk trash about Morty with D here to defend himself. You know, we got to get all the salt out first.
Yeah.
But actually, we didn't think about it until we were on our way home talking about the show right before the show. So, definitely, though, once we get all the salt out tonight, and actually, you know, Death Guard without Shameless. You know, I didn't realize that, brother Shameless, that you were that big of a Death Guard guy. I knew you were big into orcs. You know, been a big fan of your orcs. And I know we've joked before about you painting, you know, 10,000 checkerboard marks. And I knew you had Death Guard, but I didn't realize you were serious about Death Guard.
Right.
We might have to have a good show on, you know, when after the book comes out and after more, like I said, I've seen 3 battle reports so far and like 5 reviews of Morty's breakdown. And so there's some information out there, but like once it gets out there and really gets, you know, people can really see what Morty can do and stuff like that. Man, we could have a good Death Guard discussion. Maybe get you and Dion at the same time, and maybe even our Pale Orc brother too, and just see what y'all think about Death Guard.
Nice.
The Death Guard is the only army I actually have painted. Huh? You really are serious then. How painted is your Orc army? I know that you have done some. You've put in some time with your checker marks, my man. Just out of curiosity. It was for a tournament. I painted 2K points in 1 week. Holy crap. Holy crap. I could never paint 2,000 points of anything in a week. That's crazy.
That's
See, I need that kind of will, that kind of willpower,
Yeah,
dedication, drive.
Yeah.
That's impressive, brother Eden. Yeah, man. Let's definitely look
man.
at
Cojones.
getting you on a Friday show. Maybe you and D at the same time. So y'all can talk about Death Guard. Freak and I can get salty. Y'all can talk about Death Guard more. We'll actually just throw salt at you. You may want to close your eyes. The Codex is looking good. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Like I said, I watched 3 battle reports so far, and 2 of them, like, it wasn't even close. Like, it was just like either tabled or almost tabled with the sea of dirty green still on the table. And I'm like, that doesn't even look fun. Like one of them. Oh, and then the third one, which was tabletop tactics, I think. Like, it was close on points, but again, you just had the flooded sea of green at the end of the game, and it was just like, I don't know if I just was getting slaughtered the whole game. Even if I won in points, I don't think I'd still be like, man, I put up a good fight. I'm still salty over 9, so I might have to jump on the F and F side for a few points. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So we kind of have already started chatting about it a little bit, and I think you guys know that when we go to Art of the Week first, we will get sidetracked and derailed 300 times before we actually get to the main topic.
Nonsense. This is the most professional show on the planet.
So we're going to do the thing this week where we go ahead and talk about the main topic, and then, of course, we'll wrap up with Art of the Week. Lady Dragon Creations. And that's exactly Lady Dragon. It was just the sea of dirty green at the end. It's cool that you're both here on your separate accounts tonight, because I have some Lady Dragon Creations featured in Art of the Week tonight. We're right on. All my double flail plague marines 5-mans are now useless. Oh yeah, you got to break them up. Can't do the double flail now. I mean, but that's just one model in each of your squads you got to change now, right? I'm alive and here to cheer you both on. Are you feeling better than my friend? I hope you are. I know you've had a rough week of it, so I'm definitely glad if you're feeling better. Bullshit! That's fair. That is fair. That is such a mood. So we are going to talk about, and I've got some stats here. Rough was only one way to word it. Yeah, no, I know. You definitely have had a hell of a week. So I've got some stats here, and before we get started, I do want to give some credit where credit is due. And so like I said, I've watched about 4 or 5 different Mortarian breakdowns, and I've watched several battle reports, including mini wargaming and tabletop tactics. And what was the third one? I don't remember the third one. I'm like, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. And I'm like, who's the third one? Okay, we're going to skip that for now. And then, of course, I watched several really good breakdowns. But the ones I found most informative was there was a really good one that really discusses some combat synergies with BFS Wargaming. And then, of course, my favorite source for breaking down stats, combos, and stuff like that was the Auspex Tactics, of course. You guys know that's where I love getting my strategy talks and hobby news from. Did I see the one with Winter's SEO? I did not. Winter's SEO. I do like watching Winter's, so that definitely sounds like a good one to watch. All right. So, freakaliciousness. Some of the notes I took down. So, first of all, 490 points. A sizable comparison to a knight in points, right? But I think what this guy can do is definitely going to put any knight to shame. Now, admittedly, I'm going to start this off before I go into any of this, because, you know, there is going to be a little saltiness and a little bitching. But I want to preface this with, I understand that he's Primarch, and Primarch should be good. They should be awesome. My problem is that it's like anyways, we'll get to it. He can't. he can't stomp on people with his feet. He still gets like 21 attacks, which would kind of the equivalent of doing the stompy stomp. So it's kind of the same. He just uses his reaping scythe instead of his main attack profile. That is almost exactly a stomp, but better.
That's a stomp on your ass.
Yeah, that's what he does. He doesn't stomp on people with his feet. He just stomps on your ass. Anyways, so his stat line. He's got a movement of 12, and of course that 12 does fly. So let's keep that in mind. Of course, as any good leader, he's got the stats of a 2+, whether it's weapon skill or ballistic skill. He's got strength 8. He's got toughness 8. He's got 18 wounds. I don't think the number of wounds is important here because there's no way you're going to chew through all of them. And then, of course, leadership 10, 3+ save. He's got that 4-up invul, and he's got a 5-up feel no pain from a warlord trait. So, of course, those are things we expect, right? His war gear, he's got silence, which he's got kind of like the dreadnoughts with the big axes. He can pick either profile for that big old scythe, which I think a scythe is a cool weapon. You know, Death Scythe was always my favorite Gundam from Gundam Wing. So I love seeing a scythe do cool things. It can go eviscerating blow, which would be strength times 2. So that's going up to strength 16. That's a hella strong strength there. AP -4, damage 3, 3+3. So really good. Okay, and of course, that one, if you're going like anti-vehicle, anti-knight, whatever, 7 attacks with D3+3 damage. Pretty awesome. Or he's got the Reaping Scythe, which is strength 8, AP -2, only 1 damage, but it triples the number of attacks. So we suddenly, if you know, Gamecraft Dragon comparing the to the Stomp, you can take those 7 attacks and suddenly you've got 21 attacks. So I mean that's pretty awesome in my opinion. And of course, when you're doing that weapon skill 2+, you're hitting on 2s. Most of the time you'll be wounding on 2s. I mean, it's pretty significant, I think. He's got his pistol, which is Lantern, which is strength 12 or 12-inch range. It's damage 3, and it's really a Melta pistol, but it's like a Kamehameha beam, you know. So basically, you draw a line for that whole 12 inches, and any units it crosses, it can hit. So it's like, imagine just one beam cutting across, and then with that 12-inch fly, it could be not too difficult to position yourself, you know, where you're lining up with, you know, several units in a row that you can hit with that. Also, you're going to be wanting to fly up and position yourself in that kind of position anyways, because you're going to want to get up there and get his aura abilities off. He's got Phosphex bombs, which I think is really cool that they added to it, or that they have in his profile. Not added, they've been there, but I think Phosphex bombs are just really cool because, you know, you hear about that in the Horus Heresy stuff all the time. It's cool to see a character with Phosphex bombs. They're 6-inch grenade, 2d6, strength 5, AP -1, damage 1. And then Attendant's Teeth and Claws, of course, those little guys on his base, d6, strength 2 attacks and melee. I mean, that part is really negligible, especially compared to all the awesome damage Mortarian's going to be putting out. Spells, he knows 3 spells, casts 2 and denies 3. So again, he's got plenty of room to try and shut down any psychic powers you've got going on. And of course, lots of buffs. So he has core units that he can have Chapter Master style rerolls on. And of course, he has an aura of reroll 1s. He gets a free plague trait of your choice, and of course, a 9-inch range on his contagion. So a lot of times it's going to be the -1 toughness one, because the some people prefer the movement one. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but so far the most powerful one, in my opinion, seems to be the one that takes 1 toughness away from everybody within 9 inches of him. Can you imagine? He just flies straight up and he flies straight up to your line of dudes, and everybody within a 9-inch bubble, which you think 9 inches to the left, 9 inches to the right. I mean, we're talking about an 18-inch sphere around him, and everybody's -1 toughness. That means your guys are being wounded on 3s by a Simper Bolter weapon, So I think it's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's pretty intimidating.
And
9 inches can intimidate just about anyone. What?
And like I said, if you go to both sides of him, the left and the right, that's 18. We're getting into John Holmes territory there. Anyways, also if you're within 3 inches, he can shut down your aura abilities. So imagine you've got buffs from some of your characters. He gets up close. He's like, no more buffs for you. And he's got an ability called Arch Contaminator, which stops rerolls around him. So if you were relying on trying to take it, I need to reroll that save, I need to reroll that wound, whatever, he's just like, no rerolls for you. So it's all flat rolls. So I mean, there's a lot of significant stuff.
I roll like crap as it is. I don't need anybody to help me with that. Oh, you roll like crap? Well, I'm gonna help you. He definitely
can be a beast, and I have definitely seen him just tear apart things like dreadnoughts in combat and stuff like that. I've actually seen him take out a Terminator squad and a dreadnought. It was like a librarian dreadnought or something like that in one turn of combat. It was pretty crazy. Lady Dragon loves how you just got up and walked away in the middle of
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I was still listening, but I'm like, yeah, I got nothing to say about this bullshit.
I'm not here for that. All right, so a couple of things. One of the interesting things is that with a lot of one of the big things that they've made clear about 8th edition is they've taken away a lot of HQ's abilities to give them. He's there to keep you from wasting your points on rerolls. See, he's doing it for our benefit.
I feel it. I feel that.
Right here.
Yep. Sometimes I can feel it right there.
So one of the things G-Dubs has done to really separate characters in 9th edition is that a lot of characters can't buff themselves, right? Your captain can't give himself rerolls. Right. Bjorn can't give himself rerolls. Lieutenants can't give themselves rerolls. This guy can give himself his own rerolls. So that's something interesting to note. So already he's hitting on 2+, in most cases wounding on son of a bitch. Wounding on 2+, and he can do his own rerolls. So that's pretty interesting. Silence, so that big ass scythe we were talking about. If you're going his anti-vehicle profile on a toughness 7 vehicle, he will average 33 wounds in a round of combat.
Yeah. Oh my god.
If we're going with his anti-horde mode, his sweeping equivalates to about 20 dead orc boys. I'm still listening, unplugs headphones and walks away. So, I mean, that's a hell of a lot of damage this guy can crank out. If we're talking about Mortarion against Space Marines, that's a 6 or 7 dead, which again, that's a lot better. And then, of course, if we're looking at some of the toughest, tankiest units, like the Blade Guard veterans, we're talking about 3 or 4 dead a turn. So, there are definitely, levels to this, right? 20 dead orcs and 3 or 4 Blade Guard veterans. I mean, there's definitely a gap there, right? So it's if you're running a tanky build, it's not as bad. But then again, if you're running expensive things like Blade Guard, each one that you lose is going to be more of an investment than losing 1 orc boy, right? So I mean, kind of balances out. All right, so let's not forget this guy can fly, so he's harder to screen.
Got the fly keyword.
It's easier for him to chase down, and of course with that fly keyword he can position himself over your screening units if he wants to get at your characters or something like that. You're definitely going to have to work harder to keep him from the things he wants to kill. Plus of course he's got the psychic round damage. He's got the lantern. He can line up basically that melts a shot on multiple units with the lantern. And then of course on top of all that, he can basically, in my opinion, do this every turn, just without any consequences or repercussions, because he is nigh almost unkillable. Okay, so just looking at the simple math. Okay, we're going to start with some small potatoes, right? Okay, approximately 730 bolter shots. Now, granted, you shouldn't be shooting bolter shots at Mortarion, but I just wanted to put that out there as a number. 700 is a lot. Okay, let's bump that up to heavy bolters or autocannons. It would take approximately 245 heavy bolter shots. Now that's interesting because with Death Guard's ability, all your damage 2 weapons, like the heavy bolter, are now damage 1 because they automatically reduce damage by 1. So you're not getting that extra damage for those weapons that you normally would. If we're looking at heavy weapons, you know, this is what a lot of people would normally think is, well, let's just pile heavy weapons on. Heavy weapons, we're looking at 58 missile launchers. 58 missile launchers, or approximately 60 melta weapons. Do you know anybody that just okay, let's say you're going to do this in 2 rounds, Freak. Do you know anybody that just brings 30 melta weapons to a game?
I'll have to pick no, Chuck.
Would you play with someone who just brought randomly 30 melta weapons to a game?
Again, I'll have to say a no, Chuck.
That to me just screams a big FU build. Like, if you brought 30 melta weapons to a game, you're obviously planning for that. That is definitely list tailoring. Jesus, would you just? Can we just? Okay.
Your camera's reacting to the salt. This is too much for me.
And my camera's got salt poisoning, guys. Let's see. Now let's talk about what a lot of people consider the heaviest anti-vehicle weapons. It would take approximately 45 las cannons. 45 las cannons. And if you were to get your melta weapons into melta range, you're getting that extra damage from being in melta range. It would take approximately 35 melta shots. So, Freak, you want to start a separate chat while Mythos continues his salty ramblings?
I'm going into a depression.
He's also Titanic. He's visible from the entire board, and he has a massive base. Bases can't overlap. Okay, that's fair. I mean, so again, that is just going to take a lot more careful of screening, but on a big board, still, it's I got some candy from Illinois. Anyways, he's a Primarch. Well, hold up. Magnus can't pull half this shit. Exactly. And that's kind of my thing, is first of all, he almost invalidates the other 2 Primarchs because none of them are nearly this powerful. Second of all, it's not that he's strong, and it's not even that he's unkillable. It's that he can do everything while being unkillable. Okay, you can't kite him because he's got the fly 12 inches, 24-inch threat range, right? And then, of course, I saw a couple of chats where they were like, well, you can also give him, have him ally with another Chaos Legion and give him warp time, which increases his threat range to 36 inches. Increases his threat range to 36 inches, albeit if you do that, they lose their contagion abilities. But I'm just saying it's possible to bump his threat range up to 36 inches. You don't kite that. So a lot of people are just like, man, this guy's so powerful, the only thing you can do is ignore him. I heard that on multiple chats, but if you think about it, something that's 12 or 24 inches fly threat range or 36 inches with the additional spell, that's a lot of not ignoring. Like, he goes where he wants to go, basically. Unless, again, he's got a big base and bases can't overlap. Okay, that is true. But in order to really get that effect, you really got to be playing a horde army to be able to take up all that real estate. I mean, it's not just, you don't see normal Space Marine armies just flooding an entire board. Okay, so on that, because he can kill so many things in a round, he's going to be great at taking objectives away from his opponent and denying them points. On top of that, he's going to be long lasting. And so again, unless you're just playing horde style and just flooding troop choices, then he's going to be able to sit there and beat people off of objectives. So he can play the objective game. He's but that's what we see a lot in 9th edition anyways, is anything high mobility is going to be great at taking objectives. So he's got the high mobility thing going for him, plus fly. On top of that, he's, again, super tanky, so he's going to last through all of that. There's really nothing in most people's armies, again, unless we all go on Reddit and look for a specific build to take out Mortarion.
How many wounds does he have? Just curious. I'm trying to remember.
18.
18, okay.
Yep. 18, but if you shoot any multi-damage weapons at him, or if you use any multi-damage weapons at him, it is -1 damage, and to a minimum of 1, of course. And of course, he's got the 4-up in bowl, 5-up field pain. So he outlasts a lot. Plus, he can one of his spells can be, or one of the spells you can put on him is Miasma. And with Miasma, that's a -1 to hit. So all those numbers I just gave you, 700 bolter shots, 250 heavy bolters, 58 missile launchers, 60 melted weapons, 43 las cannons. All of that is without factoring in the -1 to hit from Miasma. So if you think about it, if you're hitting less, yes, 18 wounds on Mortarion. So if you're hitting less frequently because -1 to hit, that is going to be even more. And that's shooting and melee, by the way. So even if you come up there, with your swords and hammers and stuff like that, still -1. So anyways, great at taking objectives. Great at killing shit. I mean, straight up melee beast, right? His shooting is okay. He's very strong in psychic, very strong in psychic denial. Okay, he's got, of course, the buffs he can give his own army, the other troops around him, is massive. So first of all, be the chapter master style rerolls, awesome. Plus, or reroll 1s to hit, awesome. All of that is really good. But then on top of that, his aura of that all the time 9 inches of -1 toughness, again, is improving everyone else in his army's ability to wound. So that is a further buff. And actually, I thought about this because Brother D mentioned, he's like, well, Gilliman can reroll 1s for all Imperium. But at the same time, if you took Mortarion in any Chaos faction, that -1 would help out anyone in the, anyone else in his army. So I think it's kind of the same. Whereas Gilliman's just giving rerolls to everybody, the -1 toughness for Mortarion is also benefiting his entire army. Because again, even a simple Chaos Bolter, it's going to be wounding a Marine on 3s. So I think it's significant. So buffs to the entire army, and included in that are the debuffs to the enemy army. So that includes the -1 to toughness, -1 to -1 to toughness, and the other one I was thinking of is shutting down your aura abilities, and of course stopping your rerolls. Those are all pretty significant. I mean, half those things is why you take HQ choices. Can you imagine? You spent the points to bring a chapter master or a captain or a lieutenant, and you can't even use their abilities. How frustrating would that be?
Yeah.
So especially if you invested in something like Eye of Hypnoth for double aura abilities. You base him, you toss a throwaway unit, cultists or demons for chaos, using a transport, use transport, limit his mobility.
How long would that last?
I mean, again, you really got to be running lots of bodies. You have to be kind of playing horde style to be able to just feed him mulch units each turn.
Right.
And even that's a gamble, because if he kills it in the turn that you charged, then he's simply just going to come at you again. And then something else I found out, if one of the other contagions he can take, aside from the -1 toughness, is one that literally halves your movement. So again, if you're struggling to walk up to the objectives, If you're struggling to walk up to the objectives, then you're going to be behind in points. There's only 5 rounds in the game.
But it only takes 1 or 2 to get tabled.
And actually, yeah. And if you think about it, if you factor in attrition, Lupus, my wolf brother. And if you think about attrition, if you're just mulching at even just however many, what Motarians plus what the rest of the army is doing every turn, and the other side is just outlasting and living through everything. And it's kind of what I saw in the battle reports earlier today, is that they're just losing through attrition because they just don't have the bodies that the other side has after a round or two. But even then, I mean, are you literally telling me you have 5 throwaway units that you don't need in your game every game? I don't usually feel like I have 5 throwaway units. I mean, hell, I lose 2 good units, and I'm like, well, shit. What am I going to do for the rest of the game?
I mean, as high as points are now, since now they're more expensive, but you don't want to just...
Freak, have you ever just played a game where you were like, I could do without these 5 units?
Never happened. Not even with my my firstborn. Never.
I thought you were talking children for the second there, and not instead of firstborn Marines. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, I got my kids. Screw those kids.
I mean, these are definitely good ideas. Yep. I'm just playing the devil's that's a weird phrase considering D is on the side with the demons.
Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, this is...
He already is. Yeah, I was just saying.
This is why this is tough stuff. Remember, Death Guard is going to be a small army, especially when 1/4 of your army is this one guy. I mean, and that's fair. And I think that's one of the reasons why I take stuff like this kind of, frustratedly, is because I also play elite armies. Like, my Space Wolves unit armies are usually pretty elite. White Scars usually have a little more bodies. I think the only time I really have like lots of bodies is when I'm playing orcs. But yeah, I just feel like he can do everything. Debuff the enemy army, buff your own army, movement wins, combat wins, shooting pretty good, psychic wins, your opponent's psychic phase wins. Like, he just does literally everything. There's no Achilles heel on this guy. And what especially frustrates me is you compare him to what's supposed to be similar to him. Pale Orc, my brother. Good to see you, my man. We were just talking about earlier is shit. What was I talking about earlier? I lost myself. But he does, literally everything. As far as denying objectives, denying aura abilities, denying psychic powers. When you compare him to his brothers, Magnus is a great psyker. Magnus is pretty strong. I don't feel like Magnus can touch Mortarion. I really feel like the new Mortarion is in another league from even the current existing Primarchs. Gilliman, G-Man is good. What I'm really confused about is that G-Man was nerfed just before 9th edition started, and they've freaking, given Mortarion a freaking enema of steroids. Like,
ew.
Just pumped him up full. Wait, and I'm that was going to be my next point. I agree with you, Brother Big D, is that they better give the same treatment when the supplements for Thousand Suns and Ultramarines come out, because at this point, they don't even come close. Like, if you're looking to play a Primarch, why would you even bother with the Thousand Suns or Ultramarines when Mortarion is so far ahead of his brothers right now?
What's his total points cost?
490, about the points of a big knight.
Yeah.
So, and definitely, I feel like what Mortarion can do just, bitch slaps what a knight can do. And that's the other. You're absolutely right, D. That's the other thing is what I was going to say is that this better be it for them to be given the fluff job that they are to Matarian right here. Okay, for the little reach around they're giving Matarian, they freaking better do a loyal Primarch. They better do a loyal Primarch this year, because at this point, the Chaos Primarchs have quantity. They have double the number of Primarchs that Loyalists have, and they also have quality. They have, effectively, this one Primarch is better than is the equivalent, I think, of 2 Gillimans. He's 2 Gillimans good. Currently. Like now before they nerfed him, at the end of last edition, I would say that he was comparable, but now it's not, and even then was sheer force multiplier power, and he's still pretty good, but I just don't feel like he's even in the same ballpark as Morty. Like Gilliman's up in the stands buying a hot dog right now compared to where Morty's on the field. So Chaos Primarchs should all be better than the Marine counterparts. They're strengthened by demonic powers. They should be insane. You sound like you were an edgy teenager in your youth, sir. You combed your hair down in front of your eye, didn't you?
Yep. Him and Chaplain Emo are friends.
Oh man, I'm just playing. So yeah, definitely appreciate the good discussion, back and forth chat. And if I'm instigating, it's just because I like the conversation. Y'all play what you want to play. I'm not making fun of you. I am like just blown away, and I'm okay with actually Mortarion being this strong as long as they give the equal treatment when Magnus gets his update, when G-Man gets his update, and for the love of God, a loyal Primarch. Please, G-Dubs, please. Okay. And I know he's been playing the GIF in the chat, but just to show everybody again, my lovely Lily was listening to the show last Friday when I was talking about how the loyal Primarch needs to be a thing. And while she was listening to the show, went on Amazon and bought the shirt for me. My lovely Lily knows me. And then when I was showing everybody the shirt at the beginning of the show tonight, somebody got jokes. She brought me over this container. Somebody got jokes. Hate to go. Good stuff. Always good show with you guys. Keep having good
coffee.
Time. Take care. Good to see you, my brother. I'm glad you joined us tonight, and have a great night, buddy. All right. So now that we've had a little salt in our life, got that dread all painted up, man. Unfortunately, with Freak's schedule this week, he hasn't had a chance to finish printing it yet. And this weekend, he's going to be building my computer for me. So, sometime in the coming weeks, we will get that finished up, and I'll be able to get it painted.
Biggest challenge on that thing, supports. Supports. It's an awesome sculpt, man. But man, there's so many little fiddly diddly bops and pointy things, and so many nuts and bolts. So yeah, I has my
Lion's gonna come out, and then Fulgrim will be 2 weeks later. Yeah, they just can't keep it even, can they, mother truckers? I have such a love-hate relationship with G-Dubs. I mostly love them, but
I think it's time to write another song.
Was that our plan? We're gonna flood them until they're like, Jesus, we'll give you the model.
Right,
stop
just
writing
shut
music.
up already. Music sucks. Yeah. Ethos, the plan worked.
Y'all got eradicators. You don't need. See, that's the thing I keep saying, D, is they keep giving us the number of Space Marine units. I would easily trade a fifth a third of the Space Marine line to have an equal number of Primarch. I don't actually care about 14 different troop choices between infiltrators, infiltrators, incursors, intercessors, and just the whole nine. I don't care that we have multiple heavy weapon options like Hellblasters and Eradicators and Suppressors. Like, I appreciate they're cool looking sculpts, don't get me wrong. But if the fact that we have a plethora more options than other codices is why we can't get a second Primarch, I'll trade it all away. They can take back the turret. They freak, get the receipts, baby. Get the receipts, okay?
Done.
We're gonna take back the ATV. We're gonna take back the Fire Strike servo turret. We're gonna take back the infiltrators. We're gonna take back the incursors. We're gonna take back the suppressors. We're gonna take back the eradicators. I'll stick with just Hellblasters. I'll take back the number one shootiest unit in the game. I'm willing to do that. Give me my goddamn Primarch. I mean,
you know what? I would actually take the Primarch, and just put him right next to me in my pillow, like I used to when I was a kid. Like on my GI Joe guy, I would just put him right there by my pillow. Can you sleep tight there, buddy? You're good. My stretch Armstrong. Yeah, you're good there, pal. Just pull the covers over him, nice and warm. Good night, pal. Yeah, I'd do that. Yeah.
I'll give back the whole bloody Phobos line. Okay, a whole line. Man, just too late. Sold your loyal souls. You get depth and breath. We get hammers.
God,
that's funny. Oh man. All right. Seriously, that was a good discussion. And I appreciate you guys just letting me bitch and vent, even if we don't have the same opinions, because I just like to be able to, if you just get it off your chest, it's not so bad. You can sit there and take it. And of course, freaks, parents, honey, you can cancel the college savings account. That's funny. All the Primarchs restored would be awesome. All embodying the chapters they lead. I agree, my brother. I really, really, really wholeheartedly agree. In all seriousness, the best way to beat Mortarion, kill the rest of the army. That's fair. That's fair. If you deal with the rest of the army, like you said, he can only kill a round worth of people a turn. Now, he does have a big base, so it might be 1, 2, 3 units a turn, depending on how tightly your people are packed together. But you're right. Definitely focus fire everything around him is the best way to deal with him. And actually, the one game I saw early, like I said, I saw two kicks to the nads, and then I saw one game, and that was Tabletop Tactics. That was close. Now, granted, again, it was still quite unsettling, just a sea of green at the end. However, that's how we kind of ended up staying on top of points, and it came down to a close game. I think it was within 10 to 20 points or so. It was relatively, no, I think it was within 10 points. And that was just like after the first round of like pouring all of his firepower he could into Mortarion, he's just like, it's come to my attention, I don't have anything to deal with him. He was like, even using Gilliman's Emperor's sword that he got off of the lap of the Emperor, because it was the Death Guard ability made it only damage 2 every time he hit him. He said it was just, even with a Primarch swinging at Mortarion, he was just peppering damage onto him. So after that first round of pouring everything he had into Mortarion, he just said, just need to shoot, I just need to kill everything else. Which, by the way, was still a sea of green at the end, but at least he was able to beat a few units off of the objectives. Man, those Terminators, that's and this is not me bitching, this is me genuinely impressed. Those Terminators did not die. Like, I think he managed to get one squad down to like one guy, and that one guy was just sitting there the rest on the objective, the rest of the game, beating people to death with the flail when they tried to come up and take the objective. He was just like, bah, get off my objective. And we were talking about this guy kicked a dreadnought in the nads.
Wow.
You know, other Terminators that came up. This one Terminator just would not take any crap. It was impressive to watch, actually.
That's about when my Terminators went there and then just dropped down your armature.
Say what?
Remember my Terminators actually went after your
Oh,
armature?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a weird thing. They just punched the living crap out of it.
Oh, man. Big D said, in all seriousness, kill the rest of the army. Paylord goes, we Death Guard, baby. Easier said than done. You right. You right. Like I said, I was really impressed. And then part of this was luck. He sent in a dreadnought against a squad of regular Plague Marines.
Oh, God.
And got 3 wounds off with that big-ass Redemptor's Fist. And freaking Death Guard rolled 3 6s to save. I was just like, the hell. The hell. And then that squad of Plague Marines just turned around and also took their flail and whipped that Redemptor in the nads. It was just crazy. I was like, the mother truck is just one shot of Redemptor. It was honestly impressive. And again, I'm okay with Death Guard being resilient and, you know, tough to kill and all that. I just was blown away. And again, this is just on paper, right? Like I said, I watched a lot of Math Hammer breakdowns of Matarian's damage output and his durability and what it takes to kill him. This is really all on paper to me. And then, of course, I've watched 3 battle reports. And so, admittedly, I don't feel like I know everything there is to know about Matarian from 3 battle reports. You know, so I really still need to see it. I just feel like on paper, like, man, this hella strong right now. So, but you know, maybe after we see more games, man, maybe my mind will change. Did you know that your hatred for the Death Guard Plague Bomb Squad that Atlas used to run is why he doesn't play Death Guard anymore?
Really?
He felt so bad about how upset you were about that game.
Oh no, dude, I was raging. I was like, what? Why am I even playing? I was like, I mean, I'm sending pictures to Mythos. Of course, my rolls were horrible, man. My rolls were like ones. Hold on, 5 ones.
Nation and Brother Meeks.
Click.
Got some legends
I'm
here.
sending him pictures of all my 5 ones. I'm like,
Yeah, it was funny because I think I was driving or something at the time, but like every 10-15 minutes I was getting a picture of bad dice rolls. I was like, oh, and then I got one picture of Atlas's really good rolls. I think it was saves or something.
yeah, all 6s. I'm like, you know what?
It was like 5. It was like 6 5 6 6. I was like, oof.
I'm done. I'm done. I was like, you know what?
But
You got anything more? The thing is, everything he would touch, right? Okay, you kill him. All right, I'm thinking, okay, because I put down some bodies, man. I destroyed some bodies. They turned to zombies, and then they wound up going after Lysander.
yeah, he said you killed 100 models that night.
Dude, I shredded so many bodies, and then Lysander gets turned. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. Just screw
Then he broke
you
your spirit.
and screw these freaking. I hate these things. So yeah, I wasn't a fan. Not a fan.
But the only reason I brought that up is because, you know, he's the only Death Guard player in our area.
I know. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing against it again. Just I'd have to play against him more to try to figure it out. But I hate those things, dude.
Oh, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of how you do. Like, you'll learn to deal with screening and melee by playing my wolves over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was playing Admech, you were like, keep playing Mars. I need to learn how to beat this. And then you developed a few strategies against that.
Yeah.
You played against Atlas's Basilisk a few times, and then you developed a strategy.
Beat the hell out of that Basilisk
like,
at one time.
You are really good to watch run your head into a brick wall until it suddenly pops. And you're like, I understand how to kill this now.
Right.
And you do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get killed a lot. All right, one more time. It's like playing front hand, backhand.
But my point is that you learn
Backhand.
whenever you have trouble with something, you learn how to deal with it.
I got this. Oh, I got this now. Front hand. Oh,
Slap me around and call me Susan.
Backhand.
Pow! Pow! I warned you, Susan.
I gotta send you that video of these guys playing front hand, backhand with a friend, and the friend just wasn't getting it. He thought it was a real game, and he goes, "No, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat you at your game. Backhand." They keep smacking him around. Oh God.
He's Batman. It's like the Matrix. What is he doing? He's starting to believe. Oh man. Well, you just became Keanu Reeves, freak. So I think you're in a good spot.
Man, I'm the fattest Keanu Reeves I'd ever seen. Dang it. Sorry, Keanu Reeves. I don't mean to desecrate your goodness.
Your goodness.
Man, it's like, I hear that you're talking about me and that you want to be like me, but you'll never be like me. No, I'm. Why are you down dressed as John Wick? Oh God.
Call him Keto Reeves.
Yeah. More like Diabito Reeves.
Oh goodness.
No.
But yeah, so what I was thinking about is like, man, how crazy would it be to see Atlas play a Matarian?
Oh God.
That'd be crazy.
I'd love to see him play against somebody.
Just not us.
Not us, yeah. I'd be like, yeah, I'm eating my pop.
Man,
good job,
Atlas,
man.
we will totally paint a Matarian for you on one condition.
You don't
for free.
Yep.
As long as you play somebody else.
Yep. It's free commission, baby. We got you, bub. We got you. Line up the game. Just tell us when you want us to be there, and we will support you.
Speaking of which, remind me, I need to talk to you after the show.
Oh God. It's like being called at the principal's like, I need to talk to you before you go. Well, I did my homework. No, we're not going to talk about that.
Freak, there is no spoon. They give me a damn ladle.
I'm going to bend that sucker one way or the other.
That's funny. All right. So, we talked a bit about the news. There is one other cool thing, but I think we'll cover that next week. So I think we should go into some Art of Zivik.
Sounds good.
A lot of good discussion around this. A lot of good discussion, a lot of good trash talking. We got a ton of Art of the Week from you amazing people this week.
Okay. The door starts from the mask.
And I don't think that's the first one. Let me scroll up, baby. Adam Cole, baby. Oh no, it is the mask. You're right. So this, and I'm sure most of you have probably seen this on our social medias, but what you're looking at right here is a cool mask made by the Wandering Kender. And of course, you can get, it done up with your favorite 40K faction. You can probably get other symbols to put on there if you like as well. You probably have to talk with them and negotiate. The Wandering Kender is the name. The Wandering Kender, really cool shop. and it was a real pleasure to check out their Battle Bros mask.
That's
No
cool.
items listed at this time. Huh. Huh. Where did it go? Anyways, so if you guys hit up the Wandering Kender on Etsy, you can probably get cool masks like this, or you could probably also reach out to the Gamecraft Dragon, because he's got the hookup. I was just looking it up. Her Etsy shop got closed.
What?
So contact
Why?
Gamecraft Dragon directly.
Oh, must be GW. Freaking kid me. Exactly what that was.
Oh man, I hope I didn't do that trying to give the push.
I doubt it. I don't think so.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah, that's... Oh, man. Dude, what the hell? That's
So,
not even right.
anyways, but you can see from the picture there. Oh man, that's crazy.
Man.
But yeah, you can see from the picture on there. It's a nice big mask. It's very comfortable. She makes a very quality product, and like really good work. And I mean, when I ordered it, she was on it quickly. You know, like I ordered it on like I think it was a Friday or Saturday hangout while chatting with, you know, Big D, um, Brother Meeks. I think Brother Heinrich was there, and a couple others. And I was, while we were chatting, I went and ordered it. And I think it was like 2 days later, it said, you have a package on the way. And I was just like, holy crap, that was fast. So like, she jumped right on it.
It would be
Gave
cool
me exactly
to
what I
get
asked
this
for.
get this made on our with our logo. Wouldn't that be neat?
Oh yeah, that would be cool. I don't know if it's feasible, but that would be awesome.
That would be.
So, very cool stuff.
That's very sad. Oh, I'm so sorry for her.
Yeah, it's dude, totally me as well. And send me the logo. We can do it. Nice.
What?
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm talking about.
I apologize if my push was part of that. I was just trying to show people that I really enjoyed the product.
I don't think it was you. They're always scouring me.
But anyways,
that's really a shame.
Here's a Primaris Marine made up to look like Epion from Gundam Wing, which is just
cool,
absolutely badass.
Who made this? Who's this?
I think one of the pictures will have it on there.
Don't yell at me. I love the little LEDs. That's so cool. Oh, that's...
You're so neat. It's got the glowing green eyes like the Epion from the series. It's got the silhouette is perfect. That's a great angle because it catches the light really well, and it is just like in the anime where like the face is all shadowed, but you can see the glow from the sword in the eyes. Richard Smith, morning guys. Dog just woke me up, so I thought I'd drop a like before going back to bed.
Thanks,
Big
man.
loves to you, brother. Big
Thank you
loves.
so much.
You sleep well, man. Get some rest.
And thank the puppy too for getting you up. Just saying.
Yeah.
Christopher Drawbond? Is that no? Yeah, Christopher Drawbond.
In the 40K Converters Kit Bash Carnage Club.
Serious.
On Facebooks.
Very beautiful.
Man, that name is a mouthful. 40K Converters Kit Bash Carnage Club. Or group, rather.
By Solar Core Forge.
This is somebody that apparently Big D knows IRL. And I love their work. So first of all, this Marine looks really cool.
It looks amazing.
You can see that is one of the Halo helmets.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's freaking Halo.
Yeah, I think that's the Eva helmet, if I remember correctly. It was one of the ones I wore a lot.
Eva.
And it's one of the ones that I think really got popular with ODST. And they actually have a little web store, I think also on Etsy maybe, where you can pick up different helms and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool, pretty cool. So, anyways, I started following them because I started following their page because I really like their work.
I like.
Right, samurai,
Oh my
freaking Redemptor dreads.
gosh.
I was looking at this and I'm like, I suddenly feel the need to have a couple Redemptor dreads in my White Scars
Oh
army.
my gosh, that looks
Isn't that
so
awesome?
good, and I love how they. Oh man, that looks so great.
Yeah, it does.
I so want to burn my brushes, and I would do it happily.
The painting quality is good, but also like the missiles coming out of the
I
missile launchers.
know. Bloody hell, dude, that looks so freaking good. And they're not the same. Look, the cool thing about it, the
Yep.
poses are different, but they're shooting different. Oh man, that's okay. You know what? You're flaunting
Yeah.
now. You're flaunting.
It's so good. I love the samurai. I'm not a big fan. Like you'll notice I've taken the banners off of all my captains and
Yeah.
dreadnoughts and stuff like that because I'm not a big fan of the banners on the back aesthetic. I couldn't imagine trying to sword fight somebody with the big ass pole, uh, floating on my back or on my shoulder or whatever, like some of these models have.
Oh,
So
man.
I tend to
This
take them
works
off. But
though.
here,
Yeah.
it really gives me the feeling of like the way that you had like the smaller kind of flags on the back of samurai riding on
Right.
horseback. It really gives me that feeling.
This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Also, they've done a really good like with the body of the the carcass on the ground and the head on the other one. Like they've really managed to tie these two bases together in a way that looks like these two guys are standing next to each other on the same battlefield.
So is this pronounced a Stratagas? Stratagas War Games?
Sure.
Hey, you say,
Yeah, I
pal?
love everything about this. This is good. This is real good.
You
I
need
even
to-
love that one of them has the samurai crotch plate.
Yeah. Okay. You guys just need to stop. Now you're just.
Oh man,
you're
their
just
blade guard
you're
looks-
showcasing. Yeah. You. Come on.
And-
man.
I shouldn't be saying this, but I feel like I did the White Scar 30K guy
Mm-hmm.
that I'm using as my blade guard captain, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one comes with an Oni head, an Oni helmet as one of the options. I feel like these guys nailed
They got
the
it.
Oni helmet
Yes.
aesthetic better than GW did.
Yes,
or
they
Forge
did.
World.
Agreed. Yeah. Look at the sword. Oh.
Yeah. Glowing runes, I
runes.
think, on the
That
katana.
looks so good. That's so well done.
Yeah, it is. It's freaking badass.
Oh, stop it.
And again, this is one of the few times that I don't mind the banner on the backpack aesthetic.
Okay, this is by Uplander.
Oh, by the way, those two were submitted by Brother D.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I think, is been submitted by the Commodore.
Yeah.
So we got the Bjorn plates on this Redemptor. That's cool. The freaking freehand or tribal markings or
I'll
whatever.
be right back.
Freaking breathtaking.
Be right back.
Okay. The quality, the chipping away at the paint here. Like this person does the chipped paint aesthetic so freaking well. The gems, like this gem right here on the arm of the dreadnought, it's so cool. You got to love how the chipping effect is even like on the icons, like the free hand, if the wolf on the shoulder, that's all been chipped and worn away as well. Love the faded kind of gold effect here on the Bjorn plates here. And also I got to see this while it was a work in progress, and something that I didn't notice from just the picture until I went back and looked at the work in progress pics is that the border, you can see like there's an extra plate where there are rivets and stuff like that, where it's like mounting it to the Redemptor. All that is extra thin strips of plasticard and homemade rivets to make that panel look flush and like it belongs there. So what this person did was they took the actual plates from Bjorn, they cut into it, so that way they could fit these storm bolters here, but then they also cut away at like the edges because I think it was just a little bit too thick, if I remember correctly. So they had to thin out these plates a little bit. So they actually had to like chop at it and then add the plastic card borders here and some homemade rivets. So just extremely, extremely impressive work. And then on the sarcophagus itself, if you guys take a look at the lens at the top left of the sarcophagus, that lens effect is absolutely amazing. It really does look like a lens of freaking glass.
Yeah, and the thing is, they did it so close up, dude, that it's you. Okay, typically when you get really close up to something, you can see all of the imperfections, and honestly, there is none.
And so, like, what imperfections?
Jeez, it's man.
This is crazy good, crazy good.
All right, the Pale Orc.
I know that guy. I know that badass.
Badass.
So this guy's working on his Harlequin stuff. Love that double blade, swallow blade there. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. That is the next.
So this is it from the side. You can check that out. Very cool. Yep, it's been added to the Art of the Week stuff, D, so we'll show it off definitely.
Nice.
And, you know, I've seen you wear that shirt on multiple live streams. I didn't realize that Kender made that. That's awesome.
We got to send them our logo. That's want to support.
Yeah.
I really want to support that. I want to support her.
So look at the teeny tiny diamond patterns on this Harlequin's thigh here. It's hard to see, but you can just barely make out that diamond pattern.
Hold on, let me bring it back.
That's free-handed onto there.
Oh. Really? Oh my god. Oh, see.
Like
good on you. Yeah, good on you for your brush control, man.
How do you even see that?
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine trying to paint those tiny diamonds.
Nope.
Oh yeah, there's another good close-up of the diamond pattern. Dude, can you imagine trying to draw tiny diamonds on some tights?
Hell no.
Not me, y'all. Not me.
Nope.
I gotta say, Pale Orc, my brother, you got some painting chops, man. You got some painting chops. Y'all won't find me painting up no tiny diamonds, trying to make them all even and stuff. Not today. By the way, Mythos got the demon wings green stuffed and magnetized. Nice. Nice. You must have some hella strong magnets to mount those wings with magnets. That's awesome. Oh, Sotem will be on the priming bench very soon. I am so honored. Sotem. You see that? He named his demon prince after me. That's awesome. I finished 5 of them and had to stop because I was mentally wrecked. Man, the fact that you made it through 5 after painting those tiny diamonds. Good night, Richard, my man. Big loves, man. Big loves. It's surprisingly hard. It ain't a surprise to me, let me tell you that. If someone said, hey, I'm going to commission you to paint all these tiny diamonds, I'd be like, you know what? My brother Freak here is your man.
What?
What?
Then I called the Pale Orc. Hey, you know what? Got a job for you, pal. Jeez, man.
Dude, mad respect. I can't do it.
Man,
You will never find me painting no Harlequins.
You know, the conversation will go like, right, you must paint tiny diamonds or your wife will die. And I'd be like,
Oh, man.
damn,
Oh,
I'm a
dude.
misser.
Can you imagine like a show like Chopped? You get different painters, like hobbyists on, and kind of like on Chopped, they get like mystery ingredients in the basket. It could be paints, it could be hobby tools, stuff like that. Like, all right, in today's dish, you're going to be kit bashing a chaplain out of these parts.
That would be
All right, today
cool.
you're
I'd
going to be
watch that.
painting.
Yeah.
You'll be painting checker orcs, and they must contain the mandatory ingredients checkerboard marks.
I'd be like, all right, I'm out. I know where the door is. I'll see y'all later.
I would so do that, Mythos. That would be that would be really cool. Can you imagine somebody trying to rush because it's a time challenge like Chopped on a kit bash challenge, and then they end up like super gluing their fingers together? Yeah, you should be happy with how the masks came out, man. They look great. Really great work, bud.
Yeah. Did he do that?
So this is Grumpy Guy Gaming. You know, I need to stop doing it. You do it.
Why do you do this? You do this all the time. It's like I'm waiting for the count, you know. One
You do
orc.
You do Grumpy's voice then.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Because now I got that stuck in my head. I'm not doing that.
Oh,
I'm gonna do the same thing.
I want to do a Chopped challenge on for a YouTube video now. A hobby Chopped challenge. But you know, we'd have to like, we don't want to get a cease and desist, so instead of like Chopped, it would be like, I don't know,
Butchered.
No, there's a 40K term. Gosh, an orc there. They'd be crumped. Instead of Chopped, it would be the next episode of Crumped.
All right, whose are these? What is this?
So this is Grumpy Guy Gaming.
Grumpy Guy Gaming. Sorry.
God. And he did this is his work in progress on several squads of commandos. And there's a little Easter egg in there. You're going to see one, and I want you to keep an eye out for them. There's a knob in there that is inspired by Conan the Barbarian. Oh. And there's a knob that is inspired by Dutch from Predator. So right there in the middle, if you want to zoom in, we got the one that's bigger than the others. That is the knob inspired by Dutch.
Hey, don't.
Oh, okay.
Not on this.
Who took my dice? Good to see you, my brother.
Actually,
just a quick hello, gents. Been watching, and it's awesome as always. Thank you, my brother.
Wait, there we go. Does that bring it in? I'm just checking the feed to see if it brings it in.
Gee, the hyper say, what's up, boy?
Okay, there we go. Does help a little bit.
The cooling mythos and the freak and his glorious breeding program. That one with the big ass sword and the long, luscious locks of hair is the one inspired by Conan.
Nice.
That'll be cool to see. Gee, the Hyper Sapien had some great kit reviews this week of some of my favorite orc models, the Shock Jump Dragster, and of course the Megatrack Scrapjet, which I got to get my hands on one of those. Such a cool model. I need a Scrapjet in my life. Oh, no, wait. No, that's the one inspired by Dutch, right there in the middle. Love when people get all inspired to make models based on movie characters, right? Exactly. Exactly. Kind of like my homage to Storm Shadow going on. So these are cool. I can't wait to see. So one of the things he's done here, I'm sure some of you have probably noticed by now, he's weapon swapped all of his commandos here to have Imperial weapons. Like he's snuck into the enemy camps because that's what commandos do. They are the sneaksies, snuck into the enemy camps and using the Imperium's own weapons against him. I think it's kind of a cool concept.
Dirty bastard.
Absolutely. That's why I'm doing these White Scar Primaris Ninja Reavers, Brother Steve. When so I decided to use 5 of my Reavers for the Hounds of Mordecai, and I'm like, do I want to make all 10 of them Hounds of Mordecai? And I was like, you know what? I've got some Puppets War Ninja stuff. I'm going to make some Ninja Reavers. They're going to be my Storm Shadow guys. They have a Star Wars vibe. They will be back and in greater numbers. Sand people. Just take it over.
Is this guy flipping somebody off? Guy in the blue? Whoa.
Yeah, that's what that is.
That's what that is. Oh, yo, guys. Man.
Oh, yeah, the blue guy's mask. I could see where that would make you think sand people. That's cool. Really cool project, Grumpy, my man.
Solar Core Forge.
I'm interested to see what's with, because I know these are all work in progress. I'm interested to see what's with all the different colors, like almost Power Ranger style, where there's like a blue one and a yellow one and a red one. I wonder how he's going to paint them all up.
Yeah, and almost like he's going to do Blood Bowl.
So this is the same guy who makes Halo helmets, and one of them is the I can't remember what it was, but it was basically the samurai set from the Halo PvP set. And it looks really cool, and I may have ordered some for my White Scars. The fiery sword looks awesome. That's the kind of effect I was going for on the burning blade that I painted up for Kane's salamanders.
Did he freehand this?
It looks like it. I don't think. I mean, I can't think of any Well, it might be
stencil, maybe.
They might be embedded in the texture of the model. I don't know. I haven't. I don't actually. I haven't actually opened my Shadow Spear box yet, so I couldn't tell you. So, but that might be part of the model, or it might be freehand. I don't know. Actually, though, if you look at the shoulders, though, it looks like the same gold kind of trim as what's on the shoulders. So.
Nah, that's freehand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if
Bloody
it's
hell.
the same as on the shoulders, then it's probably freehanded. How do people see shit like this?
I don't know, man.
Commodore says it's decals.
What? You're kidding me.
Interessante.
Right? That's decals? Okay. It must be like the Yeah, okay, I can see that. Must be like a long strip, and just. That's pretty cool. They've done really well.
They've done a great job with the decals. You can't see where the decals start and where the cloak stops.
No, not at all. Really cool looking sculpt, man. I love the
microset combo, and this is where you can really see that the Halo dragon helms, which I may have, like I said, ordered a couple of these dragon helms because they remind me of Kamen Rider. I
love this. I love it. Halo.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, they did the full red versus blue team. Yes. Apparently, they were doing a giveaway of them at some point, which would have been awesome to have the red versus blue team.
I would have bought some. Oh man.
I wish I had been. Yeah, I wish I had been following them at the time.
Oh, that is so cool. I gotta watch that show again.
Such a great show.
Oh god, yeah.
Actually, when I was driving back and forth to Corpus when my grandfather was sick, and then right after for his funeral, I was in kind of a not great headspace at the time. And so to kind of keep myself cheered up on the drive, I listened to a couple seasons of Red versus Blue on the way.
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, dude.
And then, of course,
This,
classic Master Chief, baby.
this is this is so great. This is just so cool. Oh man, if my son-in-law saw this, he would flip out.
Again, if anyone's interested, this guy's got a shop. This guy does Halo helms you can use to trick out your Primaris. If anybody wants to make them some Master Chief, Spartans for their Primaris army, this is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
This guy's got the parts. Check. What's the Instagram name again?
It's gonna be Solar Core Forge.
Solar Core Forge. Check them out on the Instagrams. Check them out on their shop. I think it's an Etsy shop. You can find it in the description of their page. So check them out. This is a lovely artist. You guys may have heard of them. Lady Dragon, or here in the YouTubes, Lady Dragon Creations. And this is a commission she did for our brother Thomas.
That is.
And I don't think this is the final version, but it might be. I don't know.
Dude, this is so. This is
the pair
so
of power
Thomas.
axes there. The tattered cloak, the blood splatter on the face, the wolf, so cool. This whole thing, the scenery in the background. Yeah, I didn't think it was finished.
That's
super
amazing.
Cool. Just the expression in the eyes, and then the gore just all over his face. It's just, you look at him and you're like, man, Brother Thomas has seen some shit. So cool. Gorgeous, gorgeous work. And if anyone is interested in, of course, I don't even know if she's taking commissions. I think she's got a massive backlog. But if anyone's interested, any commission from Lady Dragon Creations, I can attest, having bought one of her pieces before, that Lady Dragon does brilliant work and will definitely work to bring the creations that you give her for life to life. So we looked at the turtle last week, but I put it up there again to get the name, because this is apparently the rider that goes with the turtle we looked at last week.
Oh, wow.
And first of all, just look at the texture on that cloak. So cool. Yes. Look at that skin. Oh, I'm so stoked for that, Lady Dragon. I know you've got a billion commissions going on, but oh man, I appreciate that so much. So this badass here, riding on top of his gorgeously painted turtle, hewing things down with his little like bone scythe. Such a cool model. Such cool paint work on this too. You guys know my favorite model of the week last week was that freaking turtle.
That turtle's just amazing, dude.
That rider's definitely matching up with it. This is a fully completed, gorgeous, phenomenal, just absolute chef's kiss work from Lady Dragon Creations. Look at that. Look at that lovely goddess looking character there with her kitty sitting on that beautiful, beautiful flowerscape there. It's just so cool looking.
Wow. Man, you got some talent, my man. You got
amazing work. Also, I don't know who the chick in the painting is, but can I get a number?
Wow, a little side boob, and now you want a number, huh? Okay. The pickle jar.
What? Thank you so much for the love, guys. I'm the Solar Core Forge guy. Really appreciate the kind words. That is amazing. That you do some really, really brilliant stuff. I did pick up a set of those the ninja helms from your Phobos librarian there, and I'm super stoked to use them. Yes.
Shut the hell up. No freaking way. Hold on. Okay, wait. Gotta go back. This guy right here. You did that guy. Oh my God.
Such cool work,
You gotta be kidding me.
dude. For real.
I
If I didn't have 3 Space Marine armies,
oh
I'd
my
want to
gosh.
start a Spartan army right now.
He says he's sitting on my desk. Well, you tell him I said hello, okay?
Yes, that is some of the best Deepkin. Oh man,
Damn. That is.
I like how you painted the lens effect on Master Chief's helmet too.
Damn it, dude.
The transition there and the shine is just absolutely awesome. her her name is Julie and she is a Karen. But you know, that's fair.
I don't think you want to deal with that, Mythos.
I just meant the artistic character, not the IRL person.
The address, and I'll have to send you all some. Oh, hell yeah, Mythos. You gotta send him our address, man. Dude, that's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. I just peed myself. Seriously, I think I'm peeing myself right now. Dude.
This is so cool. This reminds me of when we were covering the Kickstarter for Pagan Miniatures.
Yeah.
And while we were reviewing how awesome those miniatures are, Pagan Miniatures is like, hey, I'm the owner of Pagan Miniatures.
Yeah.
Ask me any questions.
This right here was one of my. This is awesome.
The red versus blue.
Yes, this right here just.
I love how Caboose is front and center.
Right.
That's so awesome.
And I eat babies.
I'm thinking of kittens with spikes. So cool. So cool.
Dude,
Antonio, you do brilliant work.
You are amazing.
Also, like, as much as I'm blown away by the execution of this, I mean, let's look at the details, because I mean, you just look at it and it's like, oh, those are the characters I love, but like, look how crisp Antonio's edge highlighting is. I could never get nice, bright, super crisp edge highlights like that.
Yeah, man. Jeez.
Just really awesome.
I want a Caboose. I just want
He should be turned around so they can't shoot him. They can't see me. I can't see them. That's because you're facing the rock, dumbass. Oh, right. Oh, man.
I love Sarge. That's it. I gotta watch the damn show. I gotta find it. That's just great, man. Oh my god.
A Halo themed army would be the shiznit.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I have toyed around with the idea, because I've only got one unit of my ultras painted. I mean, I could really do my ultras as the blue Spartans from when you're in PvP and one team is red and one team is blue.
So I said to the guy, if you got a ship that can carry a tank,
why not put guns on that?
Right?
You're kind of ruining that.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh. This is by the pickle jar.
Hey. Oh yeah, Pickle. So we got some really amazing orcs and goblins on the screen. And what Pickle did was kind of, if he wanted to try out, especially for the goblin here, front and center for his Blood Bowl team, was the way Spud paints his orcs with, doing the kind of the red and skin kind of tones around the lips and other places, and painting the green over top. And this was his take on it, and it looks great.
It looks amazing.
This is going to be an awesome team. Also, he's got a recent video on how he painted up an entire Blood Bowl Dark Elf team in less than a 12-hour period.
Oh damn!
In a challenge head-to-head with Elfstination challenge, and yeah, you can go check that out on both his and Elfstination's channel. By the way, our Chilling Network brothers are down in the description below, and see how they managed to paint up both of their armies in a 12-hour challenge. And who won, for sure.
Oh, right. I'm thinking Elston Nation may have taken that.
He is the legendary Elstonation.
Hmm.
But I've heard some people say that Pickle Jar can keep up with Elstonation.
That's right.
It's whispered in the streets somewhere.
What streets are you going on, man?
In the streets.
Ah.
Spray Black Studios. So I think, if I remember correctly, and I could just be completely wrong. If I am, Brother Rich, I'm so sorry. But I think what happened here is I think this is the same model that he had painted for the original Blood Bowl like years and years and years ago,
Wow.
and wanted to give it another go now that he's an experienced painter.
Wow.
That's why I didn't announce who won Elstonation. I definitely say that both of you have put up a brilliant effort, and they'll definitely got to check out the videos if they want to know who won.
Wow.
Although, if anyone could dethrone Elstonation, it would be a feat, wouldn't it?
Mm. And the hand.
So this we're kind of looking at a zoom in, and then when it fades out, you'll see more of it. But we're going to look at, oh my God, my voice just cracked like I was in middle school again. What we're looking at here is Brother Clint from the Essex Boys painted a whole field, a whole freaking stadium for his Blood Bowl team. So this is just the menu from the bar at his that he's got as a concession stand for his whole stadium. You know, some people are like, man, I need to make a terrain board, right? He didn't stop with just the terrain. He didn't stop with just the pitch, the field, you know, where you do battle. He made himself a whole freaking stadium. He's like, here's the scoreboard, here's the concession stand, here are the bleachers.
Wow.
This dude made, and by the way, if you go over to the Essex Boys YouTube channel, you'll be able to see this dude made a whole ass stadium. It's amazing. There's also some good advice on its channel to watch when you're feeling motivated in my video. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely check out Elstonation, the man, myth, and legend, the man who paints with magic,
Wow.
which is also Bob Ross. But Elstonation is the other one who paints with magic. This is one of the teams he painted up in the video. And again, you're not going to see the whole stadium. We're going to show you some cool things. Like this is one of the teams he painted to go in his stadium. But you got to check out Essex Boys video if you want to see the whole completed stadium.
I love.
Why am I doing the Greens Point clap? Anyways.
I love it.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Just so bright and vibrant and awesome looking. Now these fancy boys with their millions of feathers, they look so fancy. So fancy. Very noble.
Reminds me of Mardi Gras.
G the Hypersapien says there's a knob joke in my video. Not quite advice, but yeah. Clint does smash him out. The way that he's got the pitch there, by the way, with the white painted lines in for the football field, that's so cool and well done. I don't feel like I could put flock and static grass on my models and then paint a nice clean line like football lines in my grass like that.
Wow.
Yeah, Clint's orc terrain, I want to say, and I'm probably going to be assaulted here because we have a lot of orc people in our community.
Okay.
I honestly feel like Clint's orc terrain is second to none. I'm probably gonna get some feedback, but I'm gonna say it. I really feel like Clint's orc terrain.
Is this a dice?
That is a piece of the stadium, but also yes, it is also a dice tower.
Good night.
Dud drops. It's pretty cool. Grumpy Guy Gaming, my brother, my friend. Good morning.
Hey, Grumpy.
Good to see you. We showed off your commandos earlier.
We did.
Really, really cool stuff.
An absolutely terrible.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
Hey.
He was trying to do
I
your
love the
accent.
anyway,
He was trying to do your accent, Grumpy.
The concession.
He was making you
here.
sound like Dracula.
It's the ogre's
Grumpy.
nipple here.
He was going, Grumpy Guy Gaming. Well, I added the part, but he was doing it. So
I'm gonna fight you. Anyways, the concession stand here is the ogre's nipple, and you can see he's got some really cool signs here. So the beer they sell is Bloodweiser.
oh my God.
The Pepsi there is Plopsy. Heineken is Hein Orkin. Cool
This
stuff,
is
dude.
really well done.
He's got so much creativity here in this freaking stadium he built for Blood Bowl.
Dude, he's this guy.
I mean, I feel like anybody who made their own football field, just the field. I just mean the rectangle of grass with painted lines. I feel like if somebody made terrain for just the field itself, somebody playing Blood Bowl, I'd be like, man, they're being a little extra. They're going a little out of the way. They're doing the most. And then I see stuff like this. This guy's got his own bar.
Yeah.
The bar's got a menu we looked at earlier.
Yeah.
He's got a different brands and signage for different things at the bar. No, Clint is doing the most. Like that is awesome. This is apparently Wandering Kender does shirts too. This shirt is also done. One that she did, and you can actually see the shirt sometimes on Gamecraft Dragon's live stream sometimes. And this one is all 4 Chaos signs with the Chaos Star for the Chaos Undivided.
Very nice.
Very cool. So another example of her fine work. So again, get in touch with D or Lady Dragon, or possibly even hit up the Gamecraft Dragon Discord if you want to check out some of their work. Like I said, I don't have one of the shirts, but I do have one of the masks, and I can tell you it is well made. As long as you understand, of course, anything that has the layers on there, you want to make sure you're delicate with when you're washing it. But amazing mask. I really enjoyed the one I have. I plan on getting more, and it sounds like we might even be working on some Frosted Fist masks later. So,
yes.
Plus, I was like, man, I could do one with a black side and a green side with an orc logo. And I was like, I can do one with a white side and like the red White Scars logo. And I was like, but would I want a white mask? That just sounds like it would get really, like the white would get really dirty. I was like, but I kind of want one just to have one.
I'd like to have like the black and yellow with the Imperial Fist logo. Well, that would be so cool. But just saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely have enjoyed my faction one for sure. And it sounds like, if you have a different design, that, she sounds like she can work with you. So, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Grumpy, my man, when we were looking at your commandos, I noticed there was like some red ones, some blue ones, some yellow ones. Is this going to be? Are you doing some in like the different clan cultures? Is that what's with the different tones you've laid down? Is that what that's for? Interested in those commandos. So they're definitely excited to see the logo shirts for the Gamecraft Dragon that she's going to make. That'll be cool. Good stuff. And man, we just finished Art of the Week, and right as we got to 11 o'clock, that was perfectly timed. So we had some amazing stuff today. It's cool because we know, of course, Kender over just different colors for different squads. Okay, that's going to be cool. So we know Kender over with with the Gamecraft Dragon and Lady Dragon. Doing the masks. We got to meet Antonio tonight with those amazing Halo helmets.
That just struck a chord there, man.
Dude, that ninja Phobos librarian looks so cool.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
So badass. I was like, I saw that and I was like, click buy. Like I didn't even go to the shop to buy anything. I was just like, oh hey, Big D said this guy's got cool Halo heads. Let me take a look. Click. Like, oh. And they are really, really. That's another thing. If you go over to the Facebook or the Instagram page, one thing I can say for sure is that if you go to the Solar Core Forge Instagram page and you click on the Etsy shop from there, those helmets are really, really cheap. I mean, not like cheap as in cheaply made, but as in inexpensive. If you want to add some customization to your army, if you want to maybe put a bunch of Master Chief heads on your Ultramarines, maybe. I don't know who would do that, but if that was something you were interested in, you know, you could theoretically do that pretty cheap because they are really inexpensive on that site.
Amazing, man. I love it, man.
So check it out. Oh, D sent over just a couple more examples of those masks if anyone is interested, if you want to see that right before we close out. And then we'll get some closing thoughts and call it a night. Pretty cool. We got another Space Wolves mask here. We've got a Nurgle mask. And I think a Death Skulls. Yep, Death Skulls mask. Cool stuff. There we go. The classic light blue with the yellow. The Nurgle one there. Yep.
Oh, the skulls. That's so cool. I like
Death
that.
Skulls, which is Freak's future clan.
I like that. That is so neat.
It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be super cool.
Could you imagine
Right.
so having like the light blue logo, like what we have on ours, and have the logo in front of it? On the
Yeah.
side? Oh man. Oh my god.
Or, yeah. I mean, that would be awesome.
Very nice, man. Very freaking.
Any closing thoughts from you, my brother?
Man, great freaking stream. I just so well, there's my lung right there. I'll pick it up later. No, man, I'm just a lot of good talents. I tell you what, I was very, very impressed with the Halo theme. That was just too cool. That was a lot of fun. That kind of brought a lot. And overall, man, everybody's submissions were freaking on point, man. And again, I'm like, do I ever want to paint? Do I ever want to paint?
Yeah,
again?
we get some great work submitted in Art of the Week.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we have to burn our brushes now.
Yeah,
There's no good negotiating on that.
Good stuff, man. Really good stuff. So, yeah, I've been looking forward to tonight for all week. So this is good stuff.
I'm looking forward to this weekend when you start building the beast.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm pretty much I got about half built right now. So
nice.
Yep, she's coming along, man. So,
that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited, man.
I am hella stoked, brother.
Yep.
So I tend to name my phone for it having I treat it like a computer. I tend to name it Chi, so to continue along with having my own self-thinking computer. I think I'm going to name the computer Cortana.
It already is, right?
Huh?
That's a thing, Cortana. That's.
Oh yeah, I know that's an app you can get, but I just meant like
that's exactly what it's called. It's not an app. It's actually part of the speech text thing where you can actually ask Cortana questions. So I mean, it works great for that. So Cortana, yes, Chief. I swear to God, if you do that, nothing. But anyway, so super cool. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Dude, I'm super stoked.
Yep.
That was so cool hanging out with everybody in the chat tonight.
Absolutely.
And I always say, guys, the last couple of days have been really rough for me because we ended the main contract I was working for this week. And, you know, there's just so much, you guys know, there's a ton of paperwork. There's a ton of, you know, procedures during a handoff you got to go through. So this week has been like, especially the last couple of days of this week have been so just such a nutcracker. But a good way to get away from some of that stress and ease into the weekend is spending my Friday night chatting with some amazing hobby personalities like you guys. So definitely go check out. Of course, it was super cool meeting Antonio tonight. Heard of him in Big D's live stream several times. I had no idea that's whose art we were looking at earlier.
Right?
So it's super cool to meet him. And guys, go check him out on Instagram. And of course, check out our Chilling Network brothers down in the list below.
Mm-hmm.
And a big welcome to Big Mac Danskell, who recently joined our Chilling Network. Not like our Chilling Network as in we own it, but as in we were part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Big Mac Danskell joined the Chilling Network recently. And then of course you go down there, you can also see the Pickle side and Elsta Nation side of their 12-hour painting challenge, so you can see who won. That's kind of interesting to see. You know, is the up and coming pup, that is the pickle jar, the up and coming pickle, is he enough to dethrone the king of speed paint? And whichever one of those two wins that one, I would love to see them go head to head with Grumpy sometime, because Grumpy can also crank out a hella amount of models.
Yeah.
Who is more magic? I'd love to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. If you guys liked tonight's episode, make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below, especially if you're watching the archives, and feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations, whether it's commenting on your thoughts on Mortarion and whether or not he's just really good for what he does, or if he's OP. Also let us know if you liked any of the art of the week, maybe those awesome Halo helmets or Lady Dragons, you know, canvas pieces, because they are pretty schmexy. And of course, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then Fricalicioso.
Hey.
I'd love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys.
Stay frosty.
The Internet, the final frontier. These are the live streams of Frost and Fist. Their mission, to explore miniature wargaming, to seek out new hobbyists and models, to boldly go where no potato has gone.